Put another dime in the jukebox, baby.
When
Are we
does this
live?
movie
Hey,
start?
everybody,
I
we're
have no
live.
idea what's going
Hey,
on.
dude, I'm like, my head's getting cut off. I'm just gonna squinch down like this. That's a word. You don't know. There we go.
I'm
Thank you,
working on
Mrs.
it.
Toast. It's happening.
It's okay.
Yeah, I'm
It's
good.
all right.
Hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. This is Matt at Texas Toast Guitars, and this is Sunday at 5 o'clock regular time. No more daylight savings time,
This
right?
thing sucks.
Correct.
Hey, man.
I'm trying to fix it, and it
That's
won't
right.
stay.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, suck
I'm gonna have
my
to
dick.
redo the intro again.
Shooting
Well,
us
that's-
from the bottom there.
Go like this now.
What?
Well, now it's all crooked.
Oh my God! I'm gonna make your face crooked. You're the one who set it up. I'm fixing your fuck up.
There we go. That's fine right there.
Let's
That's
not-
good right there.
there
That's
we go.
good right there.
Whatever. It's good enough.
Hey everybody, this is Matt, and we're at Texas Toast Guitars. It is Sunday, and it's time for our weekly live stream podcasty deal. And with me, as always, is Chris Fesker, and he is the head. You are our head of the Benevolent Association of Weenie Roller Operators, right?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, you got the shirt and everything.
Uh-huh.
And Mrs. Toast is here with us, helping us out and adjusting the camera as needed. There's also some people in the audience. Lance and Grace are here, and they are waving. You can't see them, but they are there. And so thanks for joining us. We're going to have a lot of fun for the next hour. We're going to have some laughs.
Might even learn something.
We might even learn something before it's done. Actually, you'll learn a lot about 5 things about Chris and myself and some other stuff, too. So, wow. I feel like it's 6 o'clock. Do you?
Mm-hmm.
But it's only 5 because we have fallen back. If you live in a place where you don't have daylight savings time, or you don't buy into the whole daylight savings time stuff, you don't know what I'm talking about. But here in Colorado, we have just fallen back, and everywhere else in the world that does it too. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about. So thanks for joining us,
And you
everyone.
hate it.
Yeah, just fucking pick one. I don't care which one you pick. Just pick one. Yeah, I should move to Arizona or somewhere where they don't have it. But anyway,
There's another state. I don't remember which one it is. but
Hawaii?
Somebody else says, "Fuck you guys." We got
yeah,
this
I think
bullshit."
there's a handful of states. Someone will chime in with where they do and don't have it. So anyway, so how are you doing today, Chris?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good story.
You asked how I am, I answered.
Like this is stymie him right
Yeah,
away, right off
yeah.
the bat.
Yes or no? Well, that sucked.
What do you got there in the bottle there?
Today I'm drinking Coors Edge.
Ooh, that's cool. You know, we're still powered by Coors, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
So that's the no.
This is non-alcoholic brew.
How is it?
Eh,
Okay.
it's okay. It doesn't really taste like beer, which you would expect it to taste like. And I don't really know why I bought it, other than I was like, oh, I'll drink that.
You're a consumer of all things Coors, I guess.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
Yeah, for a little
It
while.
looks
longer.
like I thought it might just be like a fancy yellow belly, but anyway.
Well, yeah, and I thought it was something new.
Okay.
And then I saw non-alcoholic and went, oh, okay.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. Well, I'll try it. What the heck?
Mrs. Toast, how are you doing today?
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. How's my dog?
He's being lazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Bobby, the shop dog doesn't get to come to the shop because he bites everybody but me and Mrs. Toast. So everybody who's here would get bitten, and that's not cool. So anyway.
Not me.
Anyway, so let's jump right in. We've had so much good stuff going on in the shop this last week. Just yesterday was our very first setup class, and we had a lot of fun with everybody who came out for that. And I think that the setup class is one of those weird things. Like you and I talked about this. Like so much about setup is personal preference. So really, we just kind of wanted to teach people how to do things and how to trust that they're not going to break something like a truss rod or I had Mark from Austin who came out. I had him disassemble a bridge, a tremolo bridge. Took it all apart, take all the saddles off, put it all back together, get it on the guitar, string it up, intonate it, stuff like that. So just little things like that you might not. We take shit apart all the time, but not everybody wants to take apart. So Mark has a a nice Paul Reed Smith, and he didn't want to. It's never occurred to him to yank everything off of it and go to pulling it apart. I also did a quick and very fascinating 20 minutes on truss rods. That was an unbelievable amount of fun for everybody. So yeah,
I wasn't here for that.
Were you not here for the truss
No,
rod part?
I was not here for the truss rod part.
Okay. So anyway, so the setup class was good, and in 1 week from tomorrow is our first build your own guitar class, which I'm very excited about. One thing I learned in the during the setup class is that I need a whiteboard, or a chalkboard, or a big piece of paper,
Or a white chalkboard.
white something.
Or
I
an
mean,
overhead projector.
a overhead projector would be awesome.
You'd have to learn how to draw backwards then.
No.
You'd have to learn how to wipe stuff off with spit.
No, you don't draw backwards. It reverses the image.
Yeah.
I used to have teachers in high school that would sit and write on it.
Yeah.
And put it up against the whiteboard that was for the dry erase markers, but apparently they didn't.
We had actual movie projectors that they went on. You pull the thing down and yeah.
Oh yeah, but this was
Yeah.
afterwards. This was an upgrade. It was like
Oh,
a
okay.
whiteboard. Like
Yeah.
they took the chalkboards out already.
I don't ever remember having a whiteboard in school.
Yeah, that was just one of the high schools I went to had that.
Okay. So, and another wildly popular thing that happened this week was we started on this if Paul Reed Smith is so smart, why don't I build my own Strat thing? And you guys have seen the video probably. But anyway, here is the guitar. Andrew St. Pierre liked it so much he bought it, and so we've been. I shaped the neck today because I'm super fast at shaping necks, and I got some pickups for it too. We're putting on these guys here, which is what he spec'd, and this is going to be in ice blue metallic. What is that?
Like Arctic blue or?
Antarctic blue.
No, it's what's the lake that Lake Placid blue? Is that it?
Yeah, it's not that.
It's
No.
lighter than
It's-
that, right?
Yeah, almost silver.
It's going to
And
be a
in some
cool
light
color.
It looks silver. Yeah.
So this is a cool thing, and yeah. So what's the topic for today, Chris?
The topic for today is kit guitars
Okay.
and our 5 favorite guitar players.
So we want to know what you guys' 5 favorite guitar players are too. So leave them in the comment section or on
Yep.
the little screeny side thing. Who your very favorite guitar players are. I'm going to tell you 5 of my favorite guitar players who you probably have never heard of. You got your list all made in your brain?
It's in my brain.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
So
I
let's.
was gonna
So
write them down, but I didn't.
I had to write mine down too. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wouldn't forget because
I'm
they're a
gonna
little.
forget,
They're a
'cause
little quirky.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's jump into the kit guitars first, or the 5 guitar thing is 1st
Let's do the kit guitar thing first.
Okay.
Because the 5 guitar thing, nobody really cares.
So, oh yeah, people are gonna love that. So, tell us what's up with this kit thing. Let me move this out of the way,
Okay.
and Grace is gonna bring the kit thing over. It looks like. So.
Oh, this is on it. So Julian Suarez just says you're going to film the class. Why would you do that? Nobody paid for it.
No, we're not going to film the class. That would be too hard, and that would be putting the people that are taking the class on the spot.
And then
Not
nobody
everybody
will come
is
take the class.
as good at being in front of the camera as we are.
Yeah, we kick ass. Although everybody who everyone wants to do the. We'll probably film some of the portions of the class just to tease you guys and get you interested in coming out to taking the class.
Yeah, there's a notification right on the door. There's a waiver that we will record your image,
Yep.
your video,
Yep.
use it however we want.
And
you
your
can't
old
say
lady, if
anything
she comes
about it.
by, whatever.
So, but if you're in the witness protection program, just ask for the Mrs. Toast package.
That's right. That's right. So what do we got here, Chris?
This is a guitar kit that I bought from thefretwire.com.
What was the big idea with it, though?
Well,
I know, but
so
no one
we've-
out there.
Yeah, we've talked
necessarily.
about maybe offering. I've kind of wanted to teach a build your own kit guitar class.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do it with solid body, and I didn't want to
Sure.
do it with some of the standard kind of shapes.
Yeah.
And this is a thing that's sort of always appealed to me.
Because
And
frankly, we can just teach you how to build a guitar. I mean,
Well,
not in
yeah.
a day
Yeah,
necessarily, but
I think these things are good, like stepping stone to building your own guitar later. There's plenty of assembly here.
yeah, and fitting.
And fitting and electronics and setup and all of that.
And we've
Finish.
seen these kits at the NAMM show and some other things, And it's surprising how not sucky parts of them are, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've watched. There's a guy, I think Dan from Guns and Guitars, does a lot of these kits from this place.
Okay.
And I've seen he did. I think this was probably the first one that I watched was this particular kit, and it just seemed kind of fun.
Okay.
Like a fun way to dip your toe into the world of guitar building.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to see one of the hollow body ones because I hadn't really seen one of those.
Well, let's show everybody what
So
you
anyway,
got
so this
here.
is they call it the Rockabilly kit.
Ooh.
And this is the
rockabilly.
newest version. It doesn't have any holes drilled in the top, so you can wire it however you want to wire it.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, thank you,
So, yeah, and there's the body. It's,
It's so this thing is
Arch
all
top.
the way hollow. There's no big chunk of
No, it's
material
got
running
block
through it like an
here.
ES 335.
yeah, it's
so.
got a
Okay,
block
you guys don't have things, remember, there's some comments coming.
right
Oh,
there. So, yeah, and it's cool. Would
I-
you hand me the neck?
So this is would be probably made at or right near the same factory that makes the Gretsch Electromatic or something like
Those
that.
are made in
probably.
Korea. This might
Okay.
be the Streamliner series in China. These are Chinese made.
Okay.
Um,
This is the 49th one apparently that they've ever
Yeah,
done. It says 49.
49. They probably see they match them with the.
Oh, okay.
with
Someone
the
wants to
neck.
know if you have to glue in the pickups.
No, you can screw them in.
Yeah, but
They-
there's
They have
not a lot of
screw
meat
holes.
though.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
a lot of meat for that.
Uh-uh.
One thing that I thought was cool was the neck doesn't go in. It's not like drop it right in. It's you have to
Yeah,
fit
You
it
could force it if you wanted
if
to.
you want to break some stuff. Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't know. And one of the ideas was I've seen lots of people do these. I've never seen anybody do a really, really cool, like professional kind of finish.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking maybe
You could do a
that's
big
what
boy
we could
paint
do.
job
Yeah,
on
we
that.
could
You
do
have to do a
paint
big boy
job.
paint job to hide that fucking shitty binding on the F-holes.
The binding on the F-holes is
Shitty.
is craptastic. So and the other thing that you would need to do big boy paint job wise would be there's a big dip in the neck here. So this is a scarf joint headstock, which is fine.
Do not leave it in a hot car, kids.
Do not leave it in a hot car. But it's also got in a way a kind of scarf joint on this. So if you'll notice this was started life out as a piece
pieces.
of three.
Oh, three, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
so this would have been like something you would find in a Fender style kit, and then they glued this chunk on, and then they glued another chunk of maple on. So yeah, you could. It needs a lot of sanding to be right, but it could go. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What do you? There's no inlay either.
No inlay.
That's kind of cool. So you don't have craptastic inlay.
Yeah, they had weird thumbnail inlays on the previous version of this kit.
And this is sort of like the White Falcon style.
I think so,
headstock,
yeah.
yes? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I kind of knew the neck was going to be the sticking point on this whole thing.
Yeah.
And it kind of is.
Yeah, the
It's-
frets have this crazy angle. They
Yeah.
need a lot of dressing. And,
Yeah. Well, and how do you dress that?
Lots and lots of hard work, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. So anyway.
Putting in work.
Yeah. And the hardware is pretty junky.
It sucks rocks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really does.
The pots are those real little ones that you would expect for them
You'd
to be.
expect, yeah.
And we thought the bridge is one of those things that for not a lot of money you could upgrade the bridge. For not a lot of money you could upgrade the tuners.
Yeah.
We thought it's got a phony baloney Bigsby. How bad can that be? Because that's just a hinge and a spring. Well,
They've really upped their game on crappy
on,
Bigsby
on
copies.
crappy, yeah.
Because I've seen some previous crappy Bigsby copies that were
It got better or worse?
worse.
Worse. Oh, so they're up their game on shitifying.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they've gotten cheaper, but they've also
And then this is something. Dig this. Tell us about what's going on here, Chris.
What part?
This part,
the fretboard?
Yeah.
It's engineered rosewood.
which means what? I wonder.
I think it might be
Some sort of
Glue
paper.
up
Yeah.
glue,
Of
rich light
sawdust?
stuff.
Yeah, it might be
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. So
Actually, it looks surprisingly not
yeah,
too
looks
bad.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Well, someone's asking if there's gonna be a kit Texas Toast style coming soon.
Um, Texas Toast has been uh, perfectly willing and able to offer kits based on what you guys want. It's just that they're not going to be $200.
Yeah.
So we would be more than happy to.
And the
to-
binding isn't gonna look like shit. either.
But the bindings, yeah. So it's going to be an American. So if you want, so for example, guys have called me and said, "Hey, I want to put my own whatever strat together. Can I, stuff like that." And so we've made things like that for guys. So, what's up?
Andy the Saint says that the fretboard is ground up Tibetans in epoxy.
That's what it is.
Might be, yeah. Are they that brown?
Mercy. I don't know.
That's racist, Chris.
Anyway,
Oh, and someone, I'm gonna paraphrase what somebody said, and said basically you look like Wooly Willy today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting fuzzy.
Woolly Willy, that
I'm
thing where you would
paraphrasing.
put
He didn't
the
actually,
the
say
magnet
that, but
beard
that's what
guy.
but it made me look at him and I'm like, yeah, it kind of looks like Wooly Willy.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes you shave, sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you don't.
I don't.
Sometimes you feel like some butts.
Yeah.
So,
So
what do you
anyway.
think about the kit, though? I mean,
Well, I don't know. Honestly, I wasn't going in with big expectations.
yeah.
But I'm a little let down by.
You know what
some-
I wish we could get is just this.
Yeah.
Then we could make a neck for it that would definitely not suck, and we wouldn't have to. The problem with these kits is as soon as you start upgrading one thing, then you start upgrading a lot of stuff, and then you wind up with a pretty expensive, sucky guitar.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. My original idea was this $100 worth of parts, upgraded parts, and a pretty decent finish. We'd end up with a pretty nice guitar.
Yeah.
And now that I've gotten it, it's like I think I need to spend more in upgrade parts if I'm going to do a really good finish. If I'm going to have a really nice guitar in the end.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to spend, a lot of time and a lot of effort putting a really, really good finish on it and then bolting a really terrible trem to it.
Can we do leopard top? That'd be sweet.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay. Which would mean rebinding, which would mean
It
That
needs
wouldn't
to be
really be that
rebound
big of a deal.
anyway.
yeah. The side binding is not
Yeah,
terrible.
and really this is not that bad.
It's pretty bad. Look
What-
at this.
what-
Look.
What?
You could put your penis in that slit.
Anyway,
I'm
it
not
is
seeing
an
what
it
you're
is an
seeing.
F hole. So yeah. So anyhow, so this is a kit guitar. What do you guys think we should do with this? If someone has a really great idea, we might actually listen.
Mm-hmm.
We might not.
Well, Ken Tipton is pretty adamant that you do not do kits in exclamations, like in capitals, and
Yeah.
I'm just,
This
inferring
would-
his tone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this would merely be a funny
custom
thing to do for.
But your kits would be custom kit, not this
No,
Yeah.
no,
Tinder.
This in no way is a Texas Toast guitar.
no.
This
Even
is
if we
just
built a
a-
new neck for it, this wouldn't
yeah,
be a Texas
no.
Toast.
Someone
guitar.
wants to see a snakeskin top.
Ooh, that'd be cool too.
Boudreaux guitars.
So the question I have for you, you said you want to upgrade some of the parts on this. What was your original budget finished when the thing was finished, and what are you thinking it's going to be now? So total all
Well,
in what you think to spend on it.
I don't know. I got it 2 days ago. I looked at it for like 10 minutes when I first got it, and then I brought it in here yesterday, and we looked at it, and then we did other stuff, and I've thought a little bit about it. Originally I was thinking I'd be, as far as dollars into it, about $300.
Yeah.
But including the original
Not including-
$200 for the
Yeah,
kit.
not including finish.
Okay.
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah.
So, but my my labor in this is going to be a lot.
It'd be
There's gonna be a
astronomical.
lot
Yeah.
of labor.
Yeah.
You're putting on a really, really good finish.
Joseph Caswell wants a hot rod finish.
I actually, that's funny because I told Chris that the flatter and blacker this is, the easier it's going to be to make it look halfway
Like
decent.
a
Pinstripier.
Yeah, the
Pinstripey?
pinstripier. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
See, I was thinking flame job.
That would be cool too.
Flames
yeah.
are so hard to do, though.
No, they're
But
not.
I can actually do flame.
Well, anyway, so this is what's going on with the kit, and you guys will probably see some things with this kit at some point.
Maybe
Maybe there's going to be an overwhelming surge of
we can't
interest
do
in
we
this
can't
kit.
do paint videos because we can't do videos from the undisclosed
Oh, that's
location,
right, that's right.
And this is pretty much a paint project. That was the other thing that I realized as soon as I got
Yeah.
this is pretty much a fairly quick and easy assembly and a lot of paint work, which is
Yeah.
fine. But yeah, so anyway,
Right.
that's the kit. But I still think it would be fun to teach a class on building these, and I still think it's a worthwhile thing, especially if you've never built a guitar. It's a worthwhile place to start because I think there's a lot to learn by these things. So,
Yeah.
and just because
Well, there's
I'm a
so much- there's so much
guitar
fitting,
snob
it's-
doesn't mean that.
You know what though? If you've not done any assembly of guitars, this is a great place to start.
Yeah,
Rather than find an old thing that needs to be resurrected and pull a Lazarus job on it. You know what I mean?
and really, it's pretty neat.
yeah. I think
just
it's cool.
not. Yeah, it's just not. I mean, what did I really expect for $200?
One of the things that I thought was good was you were talking about how much can you just buy that guitar already done and put together
Oh, yeah.
for.
Yeah, you can buy something similar for $180 on Amazon.
Wow.
But it's not quite that, but it's really, really close.
Okay.
So
All right.
And Layla's Guitar Daddy is losing their V card on the live stream tonight.
I don't know what that means.
It's their first live show. It's the first time they've been here. For a
Oh,
live show.
losing their V card. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're popping someone's cherry on
Yeah.
the live podcast. Okay. Nice. Nice. Can you say popping someone's cherry anymore in 2019? I don't know if
I think it's
that's
okay with
legit.
this particular bar
in
that
this
we're
in this
Yeah.
arena. Okay. All right.
And there's been a couple of comments that want to say, Weenie Roller, people are concerned you don't have beer because it's out of camera. That's
Oh,
why I
I-
kept pushing it over there.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
We have beers.
So,
I drank a lot of beers with the class after class last night. Like way too many. And Mrs. Toast made bacon for me this morning, so I felt really good. It was a hangover special. So anyway,
cool.
so are we done with kits? Are we done with the
Are we done with kits, Carrie Ann?
I believe we're done with kids.
All right, moving
There's
right along.
lots of comments on top 5 guitarists.
Oh, excellent,
Oh.
excellent.
So many.
Let's hear some of
Yeah, let's hear
the
some of
fan
the people's.
favorites.
So Ken Tipton says Coco Montoya.
Okay,
I don't know who that is.
yeah, you're gonna have to give some backstory if it's
So Hoagie says the Reverend Billy G, Page, EVA to Eddie. I think this is supposed to say Lemmy, and Derek Trucks.
okay.
Faculty links. King Bozo, Frank Zappa. Don't get him started on Frank Zappa, please.
Yeah, don't get him
Don't make me
started
put
on
it
Frank
on.
Zappa.
And Confruzzled is Junior Brown, Stevie Ray Vaughan, I'm sure Satriani, Ty Tabor, Buckethead.
Whatever happened with Junior Brown's Git Steel that got stolen? Does anyone know?
I never saw that it got recovered.
Oh man, what do you do? Like if you steal that, what do you do? I guess you just have this thing that
You
you
got to wonder if the guy that stole it
he
knew what it
even knew.
was.
Yeah, he might not have.
Yeah.
Like that dude that stole Josie Cotton's guitar.
Whatever that is.
Josie Cotton, Johnny, are you queer?
Okay.
Okay, never mind. All right, so we got some more. So we got Stanley Jordan, Junior Brown again, Jim Heath.
Junior Brown so far is making a bunch of appearances.
Mm-hmm.
You imagine like Billy Gibbons, Eddie Van Halen.
I'm
Jimmy
surprised to see
Page.
Jim Heath on the list. Not that I think he's a bad guitarist, but I just.
Oh, did someone say?
Yeah,
Okay.
well, it said Heat, but I'm pretty sure he meant.
Okay. Yeah.
And then Mark Knopfler, nice.
Mark Knopfler is
Is undervalued.
he is and he isn't. I mean, everyone knows how badass he is, but he's never in the top 10 of those lists that you see.
No.
But he should be.
Ariel Posen, Joshko Stefan. Who the hell's that?
I don't know.
I'm probably saying it wrong.
And it's not a contest, but Jeff Beck is better than everybody.
Malcolm Young, Richard Fortis, Richie Kotzen. I don't know.
Well, so keep sending in your list, and Chris and I are going to start on our top 5 guitar. How do you want to do? Like, I'll do one, you'll do one.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right. So I have made a list here, and the first one on my list is Bobby Landgraf, and he's the guitar player from Honky.
I love that band.
Yes, and Mrs. Toast and I both love Honky, the band. So they have one of the CDs that is in fairly consistent rotation here at the shop is Honky's
Balls
Balls
Out
Out In. And Bobby Landgraf is an awesome, like really hard charging guitar player. Lots of just kind of badass in your face, punch in the mouth guitar playing. That's what I dig. Sloppy, fast, and loud, right? Mm-hmm. So if you haven't heard of Honky, the bass player from Honky is Pincus from Butthole Surfers.
Not
So-
Pincus from Boy Meets World?
No.
Oh.
And so if you're into Butthole Surfers but you haven't heard of Honky or you're not in the Austin area,
I really
Check-
like Butthole Surfers too.
sure. Well,
How come they're not on the
I don't know, but if you're not on this side of the camera, you're really not on making the list of who's your favorite 5. So anyway, I know you're giving me the stink eye right now, but that's
It's not favorite bands.
yeah.
Favorite guitar
We
players. You
have
could
to
actually
stay
hate
on
the band.
task here. We're staying on task, everybody. So yeah, Mrs. Toast is like giving me the. Oh my God! I
I'm
can't
giving you the
believe
tea.
it."
Ooh, I'm telling Mama.
Yeah. So anyhow, and I know what's gonna happen is everyone's gonna rally to your defense and be like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up, man." But anyway.
Yes, because they're gentlemen.
Yeah, they want to just see you. So anyhow, so that's my first pick, Bobby Landgraf from Honky. Go.
I don't want to tell any of mine now.
Why? All of mine are going to be really obscure. They're not like
they
but,
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need one?
Mhm.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'll take one too, please. Yeah, I'll take a regular.
Chris is
please.
going to drink alcoholic beer from now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'll have. Maybe I'll like swap every other beer.
Switch out. Yeah, good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Big boy drink.
So,
Bless you.
thank you. So, favorite guitar players. A bunch of mine have already been mentioned.
But that's okay.
A
This
couple of
is
them.
you and I's list. So yeah.
Okay. Eddie Van Halen. I think.
How is he doing with his whatever? He's got throat cancer or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Esophageal
Oh,
cancer, I
geez,
think. And I
that's
was
a
just thinking
sucky
on the way
thing.
over here, I'm
That
wondering
is
if
a
they're supposed to be
bad thing.
touring soon because I've been hearing so much Van Halen on the radio. It's
Oh,
like
maybe.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently, he and his son Wolfgang
Uh-huh.
were at like Slipknot or Soundgarden or
Okay.
some other band people like that I don't like.
Yeah.
And there was a picture taken with him, and he's like giving the thumbs up and giving a big smile.
Like in the last-
and-
the recent-
yeah, like,
okay.
apparently this show just I don't know.
So
Somebody
maybe
probably-
he's doing better. We hope so.
Tool
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
Tool.
Nickelback.
Whatever. I don't know. So EVH, huh?
Yep.
Was he one of those dudes who you were like, oh man, this song's badass. I got to call the radio station and request that song.
Yeah. One of my favorite songs of theirs is Cannonball.
Oh, I love that
Yeah,
song. Yeah.
And when I called, the DJs were like, "Oh, you want us to play Cannonball? Sure, sure. Hey, can we play Cannonball for this kid? Yeah, I think we can play Cannonball. Which one from Van Halen? Cannonball? Yeah, it was Panama.
But young Chris,
Young Chris. It was like I.
You don't
think I'd heard it
necessarily know
twice
what's- yeah.
before that. Yeah, and I
It was
don't
like
know.
8th grade or something.
no.
Yes,
It was
1984.
1984.
Okay.
It was 8th grade.
I think I was in 7th.
Oh,
Wow.
so it must have been.
But anyway, either
Yeah, well.
way, I heard it, twice that day on the radio, and I wanted to hear it again, and that's what I thought it was called.
Yeah, you didn't
Where the
run
F
out.
would you have
yeah.
a song called Panama?
Yeah, Cannonball actually is.
Yeah, it's not like
Cannonball
I owned
coming.
the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
Van
EVH
Halen.
was one of those guys who I always loved Van Halen, but I knew there was no way I was ever going to be able to play like Eddie Van Halen.
No, and
Yeah.
that was one of the things on. That's one of the things on my list. Yeah. Favorite guitar players, and some of my favorite guitar players are guitar players that made me want to learn how to play the guitar. And Eddie Van Halen made me want to quit.
Yeah,
trying
because
to
he's
learn.
so awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it seemed like for the longest time, Eddie Van Halen was everybody's favorite guitar player.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden one day, seemingly
Stevie
nobody
Ray Vaughan
liked him.
came. Yeah.
Well, and he was, yeah,
Steve Vai,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah.
So SS says like, do girls play guitar? And I'm going to go ahead and answer that yes, but everyone's too busy looking at their tits to notice what they're doing, except for Joan Jett, who some reason is totally overlooked all the time.
That's right. Well, and she's not going to be overlooked today, kind of, because my second pick is Ricky Byrd from the original Joan Jett and the Blackhearts band. And he's responsible for my all-time favorite guitar solo of all time, which is the one off of I Love Rock and Roll, which is like sleazy and cool. And you're like, oh, fuck yeah, man, that sounds neat, and I bet you I could figure out how to play that even in my teeny tiny music pea brain. And so yeah, but that dude, he played Les Paul Deluxes, and like in the '80s, he just looked cool and sounded cool. And he would like take the guitar and shove his one hand on the body and the other on the neck and go, "Mwah." And yeah, he was just a cool dude, and he had some really. I'm gonna go ahead and say a word that I hate when other guitar players say it, tasty. I think he had tasty
Tone?
licks. Yeah, yeah.
Is there something you're not telling me, like about maybe your college years or?
No,
Okay.
no.
Sure.
Do you think
Like
he was
I
just
went to
channeling
college.
Angus Young
Probably.
a little bit?
Yeah, well, I'm sure he has influences too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess he has an album, a fairly recent album that
Oh, does he?
came out. Yeah, and I don't know.
It's just that solo.
That solo for some reason, like everything when we're listening to the radio and that song comes on, every tool has to stop because I want to hear that few seconds of good solo on classic rock radio.
Mm-hmm. I'm that
Okay.
way with the solo from Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
Yes.
Same thing. Every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
CC DeVille wasn't doing enough cocaine. for
CC
that.
DeVille. All right, so you got your these are in no particular order. What's your numero doso?
Hank Marvin of the Shadows.
Did we sold him a guitar?
Yeah, we did.
No, that was Hank's Martin.
Hank Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people in the States don't know who Hank Marvin is.
Give him a lesson.
He was the guitar player for a guy named Cliff Richard, and he had a band called The Shadows, and he was Cliff Richard's backup, and then they also did their own stuff, and they sang, but they also did a ton of instrumental stuff, and got pretty darn famous for that, and so famous that a lot of the 60s bands that came after them didn't want to be the Shadows, so they had to come up with something new.
Like the Yardbirds
Like the
and those
Beatles
guys.
and the Yardbirds
oh, okay.
and all of those guys, and they were all influenced, but they all don't want to admit it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because the Shadows were so polished and so good that
You
he
and
couldn't
Brett
possibly
were like going
live up.
rounds one day.
'Cause Brett's never
he's-
heard of
Yeah, he
him.
doesn't know who he is.
Yeah, and the whole reason that Mark Knopfler plays a red guitar is because of Hank Marvin. And, there's all sorts of, Hank Marvin
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Gary Moore too. Gary Moore's Fiesta Red Strat. He played-
Well,
Yeah,
apparently,
well, and-
if you had a
yeah.
Fiesta Red Strat in Britain, it was because Hank Marvin. Yes.
Yeah, because so Hank Marvin got the first Fender guitar in England because there was an embargo on American instruments, and Cliff Richard came over to the U.S. and toured and got a guitar for him and took it back, and it was this red Stratocaster, and then the embargo was lifted and Fender started shipping guitars to England, and everybody wanted a red one, so much so that one of the places, Selmer, started repainting all the Strats that they could get.
Oh, really?
Red. Yeah,
That's
and there's
cool.
a thing called a Selmer refinish.
Okay.
And
Is that
so-
worth more or?
I don't
less
think
if
it
you-
is.
if you
but,
can- if you can
well,
document
and it's
that
one
you
of those
have
things
a-
that's hard to document.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and was it repainted after, before? Was it a Selmer? Was it who knows?
So
But
in a
anyway.
way, the Fender Custom Shop today owes a debt of relic gratitude to Hank's Marvin too, if there is such a thing as a Selmer red refinish where you wear through and it's
and it's
whatever
sunburst
on the
or white
bottom.
or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah,
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So, and his I don't know. I like the guy.
cool.
There you go. Yeah,
I like it.
Ooh, that was great.
I thought it was a good one. I was expecting Hank's Marvin to be on your list.
Hank's Marvin.
Did I get it wrong?
Yeah,
Hank-
because we always
yeah.
we always talk about Hank's Martin so much that
Okay, so Hank
Marvin.
Marvin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. So my third choice is from one of my Desert Island CDs, which is Man or Astro Man. Is it Man or is it Astro Man?
Uh-huh.
Which, if that CD gets on, it can just go and go and go and loop
Uh-huh.
until everyone gets so sick of it. And I'm like, no, let's listen to it one more time. And that's Dave Cousy from Man or Astro Man. And I've never seen them, but I think he's a great guitar player. And he's, would you call it surf or instrumental or what would you
I'd
call
say
it?
it's pretty. Yeah, it's surf.
Okay,
I'd
but you
say
don't.
it's
But
surf.
but like you draw a distinction between surf and instrumental.
Well, not all
kind of,
instrumental
right?
is surf, and not all. Yeah.
So like,
Well,
Like, what makes one and one the other?
well, I think you have to. Surf is reverb. It's not echo traditionally.
Okay.
There's a lot of bands that play instrumental and play surfy kind of
Okay.
stuff or surf inspired stuff that I wouldn't consider surf bands.
But how about this? If you play the guitar that is normally the vocal track, that's not necessarily surf. That's instrumental.
No, then it's just
yeah.
instrumental.
So
yeah.
so
yeah.
so that would mean that Los Straitjackets are an instrumental band.
Correct.
Not a surf band.
No, they play some surf songs.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they play
yeah.
Well,
some-
Dead Kennedy's a surf band if you just take the
They
lyrics away.
they could very easily be. Yeah. Yeah. Apparently East Bay Ray has the same birthday as me. I don't know how I know that, but I do. So yeah.
So here's a few.
Okay,
that
we
have
got
finally gotten a single mention, which I'm surprised hasn't come up sooner.
Mm-hmm.
Jimi Hendrix, Randy Rhoads, Roy Clark.
Ooh, yeah, I like all of those guys. Yeah, Roy Clark was the man. You know, Jimi Hendrix is one of those guys too that like you never had to hear the Jimi Hendrix Pepsi commercial.
Or the Jimi Hendrix in Vegas.
Yeah,
all
you never
fat.
had to see the Jimi Hendrix Fat in Vegas show. So he's kind of has that mythical. But yeah, and the other thing about Hendrix that I think my generation thinks he's so awesome because we watched that Woodstock movie and you don't see all the other totally badass guitar. You see Alvin Lee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like Leslie West was at Woodstock. There's no, I mean, and that dude totally wailed.
Yeah.
I this on Monday I had the Mountain CD. It was cranked. I was competing with Zumba, and and it was snowy, so Nantucket Sleigh Ride was like perfect for me, and
So I have an off-topic question.
Hmm.
Some of these comments start with like +1, +2. What does that mean? I thought it was just like
I don't
somebody
know.
was like #1 is this guy, but hit plus instead. I think
Oh,
it's something I should probably be
I
paying
think
attention to.
typically +1 would mean I agree with somebody else's thing.
Oh,
Is
so
that-
it's like a harump.
It's like a thumb
yes,
up.
yes.
Harump,
Thumbs
harump,
Harump.
harump. I got it. Okay, good.
And by the way, I said Dave Cossey. It's actually Brian Cossey. So anyway, I got that wrong. Go
Oh,
go
you
number
gotta-
3.
you
I have it written
you have-
down. Yeah.
My third favorite.
No,
is-
you can't. Ha 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 ha.
You were gonna forget your favorites?
Because I'm really telling guitar players that I like that aren't necessarily the ones that like I can just sit around and yak about. So anyway, go ahead, Chris.
Well, my third one is somebody that's already been mentioned, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Yeah.
Really made me want to play guitar.
When you're feeling formal, do you call him Stephen Raymond?
I just call him Steve.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mr. Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn. Yeah. He was really somebody that made me want to play guitar. I never did learn to play guitar while trying to play like him, but
You could go to like a blues jam and be, she's my pride and joy.
well, and once again, time has passed. A long time has
Yeah.
passed. I was into him before he died.
Yeah.
And
Did you ever see him live?
no.
No, I got to see Stevie Ray once. Yeah.
Just nice.
Yeah, Pride and Joy hadn't been played to death. And also, he wasn't around that long, or at least I wasn't into him all that long before he died. Maybe a year and a half, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that stuff was fairly new.
Yeah. Yeah.
To me, anyway.
I think one of the
know?
cool things about Stevie Ray was he basically told David Bowie to piss up a rope. I mean,
Coolest thing about it.
well, because you remember, so when remember that what was that David Bowie song that he played on?
It's on the Thin White
China
Line.
Girl.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
on the whole album.
The whole album. And Bowie said, I want you to be in the band. He's like, no, he didn't tell him to piss up a rope, but he said, no, I'm gonna start my own band and we're gonna be huge. And
And he's not
at the
David.
time, no one said that to David Bowie, but yeah.
All right, so
But
there's
Stephen Raymond did.
Here's a couple of offerings on a single dark horse here.
Okay,
Andy
good.
the Saint and the Dirty Knobs.
Okay.
Offer up Ralph Macchio. I
Ah.
wish you knew the character's name in the movie. That would have been a little better. But
It's Daniel. No, that was Karate Kid.
not
That
the
was
Crossroads.
it's Daniel Song.
Daniel
Daniel
San.
Yeah.
Oh,
Daniel Russo.
if I could, if you gave me a second, I could
It'll
probably,
probably pop in your head, and then you'll just shout it
or
out.
somebody, yeah, for no reason, yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
did win the big contest, didn't he?
He won, all
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Mhm.
He beat Jack Butler. Yeah, yeah.
You did.
Is that was the dark horse? Is Ralph the Macchio? Miss Thing.
Huh?
That was just the one Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, Andy the Saint and
Okay.
Dirty
Greatest
Knobs, yeah.
greatest guitar player ever, Ralph
Totally.
Macchio.
Yeah. All right, my number 4 is going to be Grant Estes from the original Suicidal Tendencies album. I
What
remember.
was the name of that album?
I
that-
think it was just Suicidal Tendencies. I think, I don't know. And we played with some when we played with HR from Bad Brains. Some of the guys in his band were original members of Suicidal Tendencies, and they knew. So we talked about Grant Estes, and he was another one of those dudes who, like, as a young guy, I like really into that heavy, fast, thrashy kind of music, but he wailed, and I could never play like him. Although it was probably like the same, like, you know, like when you listen to some of those dudes and you know what you're listening for, you can hear little tricks and things, and that might have been what he did, and I just didn't know what he was doing. But I always loved that stuff, because in that kind of punk rock scene, to have a good guitar player was a cool thing, because usually if you went too much further than that A5 power chord, you were a bad mamma jamma in a punk rock band. So, yeah. It's Grant Estes from Suicidal Tendencies. Who you got for numero quattro o? Do you want to pass or play?
I'll play.
Okay.
I'll say Dick Dale.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
I was gonna save him till last, but
Mrs. Toast
couldn't-
kind of gets a funny feeling
Yeah,
when she sees
she
old
doesn't-
pictures
old
of
pictures
Dick.
Old
of
pictures
him?
of Dick
Yeah.
Dale.
Yeah.
Well, he was a creepy old man.
He was,
He was
yeah.
really creepy and gross, like really like disgusting. Like, ew, I need to take a shower. And then I like revisited Beach Blanket Bingo, where he's playing in black and white, you know, and everything was black and white. And I'm like, damn, now I get his attitude. Because,
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, put that shit away.
he was the guy that made me want to play enough that I actually learned how to play guitar.
I
Finally figured something out and was able to do something other than. I was like the king of the intros for the longest time.
Okay, yeah,
Like I could play the beginning
yes.
of all sorts of
Yes.
songs, and that
but
was
playing
it.
the whole song
Yeah,
was
yeah. And so
escaped.
finally,
That happens to a lot of
yeah.
people.
I
Yeah.
could play the beginning of Iron Man.
Sweet.
Yeah. So
You can also play that vibro slap part in Crazy Train.
Huh?
That thing that goes. It's just that one thing. Anyway, never mind.
sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the vibro
Don't
slap.
talk about my vibro slap. In front of everybody.
Yeah.
So, Dick Dale recently died, and we have a running gag that
Someone just posted
when someone dies and you want to glom on to that, you put a picture, or you put like, oh, I was really bummed out to hear about Dick Dale. Here's a picture of me and Dick Dale. Like come on, man. Just, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get that, but anyway.
Well, it seems like, yeah, you're really what you're doing is trying to advance your own cause.
But I don't know what the cause is, but yeah,
well,
it seems
but it's
like
yeah.
it.
Here's a picture of me.
Yeah.
Here's
a
yeah.
picture of me.
Oh,
and
by
some
the way,
guy
my
that-
band is playing this Saturday.
Yeah, at
Tribute
the-
to Dick
at
Dale
the
this
PETA
Saturday.
pit.
Yeah, never seen the man. Never. Yeah, whatever. So.
And then,
yeah.
then following that at the falafel factory.
That's right. Ooh, I like falafel.
Yeah.
Is there something
so.
that's something that happened, that's something that transpired that we need to call to everyone's attention?
Well, the character of Ralph Macchio's character was called Eugene Martone.
That's
Eugene.
right.
And of course, it has to have tone in his name.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then somebody
I'm
else
sorry your
offered-
life turned out so hard, Eugene. That's a line.
Oh.
Yeah.
And someone else offered up Michael J. Fox, who of course was in Light of Day as the brother in the band with Joan Jett.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you remember Light of Day?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's
I remember
forgettable.
his performance in the Pinheads to Huey Lewis. In fact, Hawk Attack used to have a song called "You're Just Too Darn Loud." We've never played it out. It was something that just never actually went anywhere. But yeah, we have a new song that's called "No Girls Come to Our Shows." It's awesome.
It's funny because it's true.
It's mostly true. We have a few, but yeah, for the most part, yeah, it's a bunch of dudes and other bands going like this. You guys done yet? Get your shit off the stage. Yeah.
All right, so here's James Hetfield.
James Hetfield, what's his favorite guitar player?
No, James Hetfield.
Oh,
from
somebody
Metallica.
said James Hetfield. I thought maybe James Hetfield was going to tell us who his favorite guy was.
You're so nonchalant about James Hetfield's watching your fucking live.
I don't know who's watching or not. Yeah.
Oh,
Who's
look,
James
here's
Hetfield?
look who's here. It's Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Hey,
Yay.
back from the dead.
I can't
BB
think of who
King.
my last one is.
You all right? You want to pass or play?
Well,
You want to vamp for a little
You
while
go.
while you think? Okay, I'm going to tell you about
Yeah.
one of my last one. Again, this is in no particular order, just some guys who I thought would be fun to share with you. And that is his stage name is Nick Royale from the Swedish band The Helicopters.
yeah.
And the Helicopters are super, super cool. Lots of, big chords, sloppy, fast, loud, and punchy in the face. That's another couple albums that are in constant rotation here. Grande Rock and some of that stuff. So if you're not familiar with the Helicopters, check those dudes out.
How about Marvin Berry's cousin?
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry,
He
yeah.
was on my list for a little while.
And then he got bumped?
Got bumped.
Well, yeah,
He got bumped for who?
I don't know.
Like he didn't get bumped for
part of
like
the
a
problem
dog
is-
act or something.
Part of the
right?
problem is there's too many people, and what angle are you looking at this? You know, is it people that made you want to play, or just people that you like, or you know, and
I think you're
music's
overthinking
not a competition.
Yeah, even
It's-
though it's not, though, Jeff Beck is still better
It
than
is,
everybody.
yeah.
Yeah, but if it was a competition, who would win?
Yeah, if it
If
were.
it was a competition, who would win?
I've always wondered, like, who's cooler, Samuel L. Jackson or Billy Gibbons? Like, if you're gonna have like a duel at high noon, who's the coolest dude?
Well, I think,
Who wins that
I
one?
think Sammy's gonna take.
You do? Wow,
Yeah,
I don't
well,
think so.
You can break him like a twig over your knee.
Oh, that's
Or, like,
no, but I mean, just in terms of coolness, Billy Gibbons is gonna come out wearing 3 or 4 hats, a serape, and a poncho, and I mean, he's gonna ride up in a cool car
And a stick
with all these
pin.
like chicks. Yeah.
But he's not gonna ask for that guitar, the one that says "bad motherfucker" on it. That's just.
Yeah. See, each guy has a lot of cool points. So anyway,
Why you want him to fight?
no, I want to. It's not a fight. It's a duel of who's the cool. Yeah.
What? And then you're gonna hang with the one that wins, and
kinda-
that makes you even cooler.
Come on. Don't be like that. Don't be like that.
Why can't you hang out with both of them and be like, and then Sam said.
There's a
and
number
then-
of reasons
and
why
then
I can't
Billy
hang
was
out
like,
with either of them, much
Yeah.
less both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Billy was like,
First of all, neither one of them returned my calls. So yeah.
anymore.
Anymore, yeah. Didn't you say you got a call from Reese Witherspoon the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, Reese, you never
Yeah.
returned my calls.
Mm-hmm. Hey Reese, how you doing? Stone Cold Fox.
And where's your grip?
I need to know 2 things.
Yeah.
Where's your shitter at?
Oh, here's one.
And how come you never return my calls?
Peter Frampton.
Oh, Peter Frampton's cool.
Now I think we're just naming names.
Yeah, well, yeah, we are. Well, there's so many good guitars. All right, so Chris, you got number 5.
No,
Ready
I
to
don't
go.
have number 5.
Say Bob Balch.
Why would I say Bob Balch?
Do you even? Well, because Bob Balch is cool.
It's fun to
Sure.
say too. Bob Balch, Bob Balch, Bob Balch.
Anytime your first name ends with the same letter that your last name begins with, yeah, you kind of miss on it. Is your last name Balch or Alch? You know, Bob
Oh,
Alch.
it's like Guy Lombardo.
Guylem.
Guy Lombardo.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Mr.
where
Bardo.
are your Guy Lombardo albums? They're not in the B's for Bardo.
Here's one for you.
This is a true story.
All right,
That's a true
Lance
story.
has one. We're gonna.
How about Jennifer Batten?
Oh yeah,
Sure.
she's a lady.
Uh-huh.
What am I to do with this?
Yeah.
Dimebag Daryl. Favorite bassist is Matt. You're the only person in the world who's ever said that,
I was
Robbie.
going to bring up, like in the last few minutes after you guys got down to your top 5,
Yeah.
say, can't bassist get any love in this? And I'm going to throw out Bootsy Collins.
Bootsy.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
nobody's better than Bootsy.
Except for possibly Bobby Dahl from Poison.
No. I reject everything.
Very
that you
big
stand
influence
for.
on me. Dee Dee Ramone, Bobby Dahl.
Well, just think, if you
Yeah.
idolize Bootsy instead of that douche, you would have been so much better of a bass player. I'm
Nice.
just saying.
I would have actually had my chance to be on Soul Train lip
Could've
syncing.
Maybe used more than 6 frets. Just saying.
Or all four strings.
Seven.
Everyone's talking about how my bass only has a few strings in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you got number 5, or
No.
you just shit the bed. Okay.
Yeah.
So so we're winding down here. There's lots of people still chiming in here. Nita Strauss, isn't that chick who plays for
Alice
for Alice
Cooper?
Cooper? There was a big long line to see her at the NAMM show. Remember? And we were like, wow, who's the
Yeah.
porno star who's like getting a
Yeah.
picture taken with all these guitar players?
Yeah,
That's what Chris said,
that was
not
the
me.
biggest line too.
It
by
was.
far.
It was definitely big.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah,
way bigger than the
she's-
one to meet.
Michael Anthony.
Yeah. There was no
That
line.
was no line.
No, there was a line to meet Rudy Sarzo at some like case company. or something. Yeah, the guitar stand.
Chromacast
Yeah.
case company. Yeah, Rudy Sarzo. Yeah, there was somebody. Yeah.
NAMM shows are always cool because you can get to meet. Oh, remember we missed our chance to meet Rick Nielsen, and it was like we're like, oh hey, let's check it out, let's go meet Rick Nielsen, and there's no line, and they're like, oh sorry, it's over. But like everybody who was still like the dregs of the line was but there was a great big
yeah.
guy with a shiny suit and
Yeah,
a bulge
yeah.
under his left arm where his Glock is. That
I don't
said,
know about you,
can't.
but meeting people at things like that doesn't really mean anything.
No,
Because
no.
it doesn't mean anything to them.
No.
And
It's cool because they put themselves out there for their
Oh
for
yeah,
their fans and
absolutely.
stuff.
But yeah, and if you want to do that, that's great.
Yeah.
But it's not really my thing.
Lance has one here.
So I'm just reading from the list here. We got comments a couple ways, a little ways back, and one the Woozy Effect says Brian May.
Brian May, totally awesome guitar player.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's ticks all the boxes for me for a favorite guitar player. Did they change something about playing the specifically electric guitars? Pretty much what we've stuck with here.
That's right. We haven't really mentioned a lot of acoustic
No,
players.
or
Mostly because I couldn't name.
jazz or
yeah.
mostly
yeah.
rock, and that's because what we
Roy
grew
Clark.
up with, right?
Yeah. Yeah, someone did say
was
Roy
the one that was
Clark.
outside,
That's
and I
true.
was going to throw out Brian Setzer, but
Someone else threw out Brian Setzer earlier.
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
So, if you look Brian May, I'm also a huge Peter Green fan and Gary Moore fan, but Peter Green. And
Okay, I gotta tell you, we listen to all kinds of stuff in the shop, and every so often we'll listen to classic rock radio, and I am bummed out when Under Pressure comes on and it's not Ice Ice Baby. I said it. There, I said it. Sorry. I am pissed when it's not Ice Ice Baby.
I second that wholeheartedly.
Yes.
Well, and
Yes.
it goes back to that one. What's the next thing that comes to your head? Stop.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3 options.
Hammer
No.
time. Collaborate and listen.
Or in the,
In the name of love. Yeah. Yeah. All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm about. Anyway, yeah. So that is the list that we came up with. Chris came up with 4, but to be fair, you were like actually doing stuff today. I was just fiddle dicking around. You were
I
assembling
could name
guitars.
lots of people, but they would all be people that have already been named.
Yeah, well, it's
You know?
and it's just sort of a fun thing.
No.
It's a fun thing to just sort of name people that we like. It's not like that. Like, who's my favorite guitar player in the whole world? It's just
Yeah.
people that we
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
Well, and my list has changed over time
Sure.
too. And yeah.
That's a better topic, really, next week.
What?
Did you start out? Who
Oh,
really
that
got
would be a
going?
good topic. Who did you start out really digging, and
And
who?
then who do you
Yeah.
like now?
Who do you still like that you liked 30 years ago?
Right.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a good one too.
Yeah.
But we don't know what the topic for next week is.
We don't know until next Sunday morning.
I can tell you this much: the shop will not look anything like it does this time next week. The shop will have to be spick and span because Monday morning
yeah, I keep thinking that
we've got the
that's-
class.
We have 2 weeks, but really it's a week.
1 week.
Yeah.
That's right.
Tomorrow.
8 days.
8 days.
And
now,
that's not like daylight savings time days. That's actual days.
yeah. Now, there is 1 spot left. If anyone out there wants to, pull the rabbit out of their hat and come to guitar building class, there's 1 spot left, and we have enough materials for 1 extra person. We could accommodate 1 person, even in the last minute. But man, I don't see that happening. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
I might take the class. You don't know.
you never can tell who it's going to be. We would love to see everybody eventually, but if it's just who's signed up for this time, then that's going to be great too. I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's
Are
gonna
you
be really
stoked?
fun. Yeah, yeah.
What do you think? What do you think we're gonna see mostly? Because you get to design and make your own thing, or you get to pick it off the
Oh.
wall. Whatever you
Yeah.
want.
Oh, Joseph Caswell's reminding you that next Thursday is the first Thursday.
Is it Thursday or Tuesday for Buddy
Tuesday.
Guitar
Or
Night?
Tuesday, Buddy Guitar.
Buddy Guitar Night is Tuesday or Thursday?
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesdays.
That's right.
Yeah, because
so
it was October 1st last time.
that's right. That's right.
And this one seems equally bad. It's 2 days away. That's
Yeah.
Tuesday.
So let's talk a little bit about Buddy Guitar Night. It's a thing that we do once a month, and it's just sort of a loose get together, come and do stuff. I think Brandon might come on Tuesday
That's
to work
cool.
on some of his stuff. Brandon's come by the last couple of days and worked. If you guys want to come to Buddy Guitar Night, it is this Tuesday from 5 to 9. And this is this creepy bug zipping around here.
Oh, there's fruit flies from all the beer cans.
Is that what they are, those little bastards? So if you want to come to Buddy Guitar Night here at the shop, we will be here from 5 to 9, yeah?
yeah.
Okay, cool. And
And Weenie Roller.
Weenie Roller, that's right.
And Andy the Saint sent you, Chris, a topic for next week.
Oh, really?
What
Yeah,
is
so
it?
I
What's
don't
the
know. It's a
topic?
secret.
Oh, is he sending it to my
Ooh.
my personal Batcave
I don't know.
email?
I don't try to get in your
Batcave.
business. Okay?
Hey, did it go to my personal bat cave, if you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't.
Sounds. Yeah.
Well,
Cool.
so are we, it feels like it's almost 7 o'clock, even though it's almost 6 o'clock, yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Someone said Epstein didn't kill himself. Did that happen? Or, that's a popular
there's lots
meme
of,
floating
yeah.
around.
And,
Yeah.
and Digital Candy is like posting some Islam stuff and building mosques and whatever. And
Okay.
Okay.
You've seen our floor?
we're not all about that religion, politics, bullshit.
No.
We-
We like to
yeah.
talk about guitars.
We like to talk about guitars.
Tell somebody who
and
gives
beer.
a fuck
And
about
here's
that.
a picture of me and Dick Dale.
Yeah.
Here's a picture of me
I'm
and
sure
Dick
by
Dale.
any Islamic kind of principles, I'm going to hell. So
Yeah.
it's too late for me.
Did I tell you about my snarky email? I told you about the snarky email, right? The guy who said that we'll see what it's like. Oh, Balderdash from Texas or something. Did I? I think I told you guys about that. so.
Yeah. Well, you've told me about it. I don't
Okay.
know that you mentioned
I think I did
during
in
the.
show, yeah.
Yeah.
But I was looking for it so I could call him out by name, and I think they took it down.
Oh.
So yeah,
I think there's a lot of late night watching YouTube
I think so.
with
yeah.
more than a buzz.
I'll comment on
and
something.
you get wound up, and then the next
yeah.
morning you kind of realize what you did, and you're like, oh,
my
maybe.
so many of my the people who don't like me on YouTube, I like to communicate with them, and they and when they find out that I don't really care if they do or don't like me, then yeah, it's funny.
They all
So.
they stop.
Yeah,
It's always new people that
yeah.
that give you shit. So yeah.
And
it's pretty fun.
again, I don't care if you want to give me shit, but I do love snarky emails because I like telling people about the snarky emails on the live podcast live stream thing.
Yeah.
Is this a stream or a podcast? What is this? This is really a podcast.
No, it's not a. I call it the live chat.
Okay.
But it's really a stream.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, guys, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Remember, we do this every Sunday at 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and we always have a blast hanging out with you guys and telling you stories about what's been going on in the shop and goofing around, talking about our favorite beer, our favorite guitar players, or our favorite, tools and things like that. So if you got any topics for what you want to see, in any of these things, please let me know. If you like these kind of videos, give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you might want to go over to our Patreon page and consider becoming a member, because even $1 a month goes a long way to helping us bring you guys cool stuff like this and the other stuff that we do throughout the week, every single week. If you can't do Patreon, though, we totally understand it. Just share the videos as many places as you can. Help us grow the channel that way. And until next time, this is Matt at Texas Toast, and this is
Chris.
and Mrs. Toast is here with us. I don't know if she's talking or she's doing something.
Yeah, I just want to apologize for not being, as active on the comments and missing some comments because I'm really old and I'm looking at these little tiny print and my arms aren't long enough.
If we missed your comment, it's because Mrs. Toast doesn't like you.
And I forgot my iPad
Yeah.
to read comments, so we couldn't see any of them. So yeah,
And
we're gonna have to up our game.
We're gonna have to up our game.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for Lance and Grace for being with us tonight.
Weenie
So,
roll.
guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys next week. And remember, if you're so smart, build it yourself. That's what I do. Thanks for watching, everybody. How do we turn this thing off?
Make
the
it
X.
do it.
Hit the
Hit the
X.
X. Now and
You have to. We're done.
no.
Ah, we're still going.
No,